Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. We're your hosts, Cynthia and
Janessa.
Okay, so it is the end of the year, the last day in 2017. For most of us, some of us has already rang in the new year. So I want to wish those of you who have already seen 2018, Happy New Year. But for those of us who are still waiting, we just have some few words of encouragement for each of you on this very last day of 2017. One of my brothers live in Japan, and he actually texted us this morning at 9 a.m. It was already New Year's in Japan, and it just really resonated with me. That's how life is, that some of us get to see the new before others, but those of us that are still waiting, we should never be disappointed that someone else got the new before us. It just gives us a little more time to be ready, to be prepared for when our new comes. And morning has to come. We have to wake up to a new day. So no matter your circumstances, know that your new must come. So that's one of the first thing I wanted to say. What do you think about that, Janessa?
Yeah, I like that. And even with all the stuff that happened in 2017, all the bad stuff, the good things did come from, like the hurricanes. We saw the entire world pitching together to fix that. So it was kind of in the midst of all the tragedies, you see humanity and what we're really made of, in that when one of us is in trouble, we're going to help. So it was a really good year in that sense.
Yeah, I really like that you brought that up, because that brought some reflection for me, even with seeing the hurricanes and the earthquakes happening around the world. I really dislike winters. I'm an island girl, and I complain absolutely every winter. And I decided this summer that when winter came around, I know I was going to be cold and I may not be very happy, but I was going to do my best to not complain about it. And so far, I think I've done really good, because the fact that I'm alive and that all my family are with me, even though it is so cold, it gets negative and way past negative, they're here with me, and I'm able to go through that cold, and the fact that I can feel that cold, I'm alive, so I'm grateful. So thank you for bringing that point across. And going back to talking about the new, I remember as a child, people always say, don't make resolutions because you never keep them. And I always thought, so why do people keep making resolution? And ever since I was a little girl, and especially in my teenage years, I made goals. And I really wanted to talk to you guys today about the difference between resolutions and goals, and I wrote it down so I could read it for you. And the dictionary says that resolution is a firm decision not to do something, while a goal is a result or achievement towards which effort is directed. And even with that, to me, a resolution, you've already failed, because you have made a decision not to do something without steps of how not to do that. It's like people say, I'm not going to smoke for 2018. I'm not going to drink for 2018. I'm not going to be so disconnected from my family.
How are you not going to do that?
Right.
What are the steps?
And that is why I like goals. So with goals, I always say the goals have to be SMART goals. And SMART goals are really specific. They have to be specific. They have to be measurable. They have to be attainable. You never want to make a goal that you can't attain. And they have to be realistic. It has to be real, that you can actually do it, and it has to be time bound. So even going back to the drinking, so instead of saying I'm not going to drink for 2018, you can say I am going to for 2018 I am going to drink 2 less drinks per day for the next 6 months. So that's a SMART goal. It's not just saying that I'm going to drink less, or I'm going to drink 10 drinks less per day, because that may be impossible, or per week for you. You have to take it very minimal to say 2, and then you can measure that goal. So that's why that's important. And even with our family, to say, I am going to take the time out every month to call one member of my family for the next year or for the next 6 months. It's a very specific goal that you're going to call members of your family. It's a very measurable goal, because you have stated how many times per month you're going to call that family. It's a very attainable goal, because you're only saying you're going to call somebody once per month. You're not saying you're going to call 10 people within the month. It's a very realistic goal. It's not like, I'm going to call everybody on my list. And it's time bound, 6 months, to the year, you know that you're going to do that for 6 months or for a year, and change it up. You know, you can call 6 months, you can email, whatever it is you want to do. So I really wanted to own in on that. Make your goals smart. Again, make your goals smart, specific. Your M is for measurable, and some people say not just measurable, they say to make it meaningful, but I really love measurable. Attainable, so that you can really achieve that goal. And your R to make it realistic, and your T to make it time bound. What did you have to say about this last day of the year, Janessa, and going into 2018?
I'm excited. It went fast. 2017 was good. I feel like it was a very gathering year where you're like, you have these ideas and have these things that you want to do, but then 2018 I feel like is the year to do it, because we've done so much with Princesses and Ladies and individually, but then with all that knowledge we've gained about things, 2018 is really going to be good.
So what do you say to someone who's thinking today is the last day of 2017, I'm so ready for it to be over, or it hasn't been a good year and it's just tomorrow I'm going to wake up and it's going to be the same thing? What do you say to someone that in this moment they have a few hours left to go? How should they see those few hours?
With thankful hearts that you're able to see those hours, and really reflect on all the good things that have happened this year, because a lot of good things have happened this year, and plan for 2018. You can write down your goals and just have a positive mindset towards it.
Yeah, and you know, I read somewhere on social media recently about someone saying that the last day of the year really changed for them. They got, you know, something special in the mail, and you know, even in this moment where it's a last few hours, you never know what can change. You know, I remember years ago, you know, the last day of the year was very hard, but I was looking forward to the next year, knowing that I made it through, you know, that value. If you ever take a road trip, there are some states that you go through that is just, oh my goodness, like Pennsylvania for me, going through those states, it's so difficult because there's nothing to see. There's just, it's dark. Sometimes you just see mountains, and I mean rocky mountains, so not mountains with green. And it's just like, when am I going to get through this state? And not just that state, so we can pertain that state to our state of mind, to our state of being, to our circumstances. So even though we still have to travel that road, the minute you get through that state to another state, you're like, oh my God, I made it through it, you know? Yeah. So the fact that, you know, you didn't get broken down, or even if you got broken down, someone came and helped you fix that tire, fix whatever it is in your life, you made it through. So yeah, 2018 is not like this magical thing is going to happen. It's the fact that you made it through a very difficult year, if it was a difficult year for you, and you were able to see a new year. And with that new year, know that there are people there willing to help you. If we're willing to say, you know, I need help, make that a goal to ask for help, ask people for help, you know, say that I can't do all things, you know, be great in your strengths, but also be very aware of your weaknesses and where you need help. And you'll find that if you work more within your strength instead of fighting against them and fighting against your weaknesses, you
have to learn to be firm but also vulnerable.
Yeah, I like that. Firm and vulnerable. So, you know, we really want to say to everyone, thank you for being with us throughout 2017. This is a new show that we started this year, and for next year we have some great things planned. We're going to have more shows, at least. Right, Janessa? You know, we're partners, so she has to be available, I have to be available, but we're gonna make sure to at least do one show per month. We're gonna have some special guests coming on. We're gonna talk more about this SMART goal thing coming in the new year, and we have a bunch of more fun topics and some new spin-offs coming with Janessa and Sierra. So look forward to that, and again with Princesses and Ladies and all our members. So look forward to 2018, and we want to wish you all a happy new year. Again, remember to like
and subscribe
and share.